When I was young, I daydream a lot. Part of my daydreaming exposure is to lie down on the grass and then look up in the sky. Very often I see aircraft flying by. And then I say, hey, that is a very interesting job to be up in the sky flying from one country to another.
Hello.
Hey, morning, Jin.
How do you sleep?
Well, sleep well.
Okay.
How was your flight, man, yesterday? Good?
Okay, not bad. I went to Bali yesterday.
What runway in use in Bali?
27.
27?
Mm.
Oh, nice.
And give us some track shortening.
Usual, right?
Yeah.
You should expect all the track shortening, yeah? Yeah. The what?
The airplane.
Oh, yeah. That is a C-130. Fighter jets will be coming soon.
You can tell by the sound.
Yeah.
So
This one is...
This one is not. I don't think it's fighter, right?
No, this is a propeller plane.
Yeah.
It's probably a Cessna. You hear that?
See the
Hear that?
Yeah.
Hey, morning all. My name is Davis, Davis Fu. I'm a captain with Scoot Airline.
I'm Wigene. I'm a first officer for the 320 fleet.
I started my flying career very early on. At a opportune time, I joined the Singapore Air Force, and I stayed with the Air Force for a good 26 years. I was a fighter pilot to the A4 initially, Skyhawks, and then gone on to the F5 and subsequently F16. In the Air Force, we always try to stay unpredictable, meaning if you stay predictable, you'll get shot. Whereas in the commercial flying, you want to stay predictable. So it's two different worlds altogether. And 2007 was an early age for retirement. I was 45 years old then, so I decided to join commercial flying.
a very honest judgment of your son's career.
Well, in the first place, I don't have a chance to fly with him.
Like families cannot fly together.
Families cannot fly together. So most of the feedback I have is from my fellow friends. So yeah, I'm very proud of him. He has done pretty well. Right, copy the ground, advise when clear for engine start. For driving, as you all know, when you clear for a certain class, you're clear to drive any vehicle, whatever the brand is, But for flying, no. We actually go by aircraft type. In our transition from Air Force to commercial flying, we need to take this course from about 13 or 14 subjects.
Yeah,
to go
14
through.
subjects.
14, yeah. Positive rate. Okay, that's the first phase of the takeoff. Let's reposition. Gear down.
Do you ever get motion sick here?
Motion sick? You can't be a pilot.
Have you ever felt pressured that you have a dad who had such a long, illustrious career in flying?
I guess naturally, I would have a little bit of stress also because everybody knows him. So whenever I fly them,
Yeah, he's got no way out. Yeah.
and I'm new into the company, I always felt like I need to live up to that reputation.
Are you okay?
From young, I was really exposed to this kind of the aviation industry, right? So I kind of already had a rough idea of what I wanted to do. I was already pretty interested to become a pilot. So after my national service, I went straight away into a flying school. In terms of the worry of whether it would backfire on me, yeah, the thought was there, but I think I was quite confident that flying was what I wanted to do. Even if I did have a degree, I would still try and pursue flying as much as I can. Because my dad was still working in the Air Force, I think his night shift would end around 7 or 8 a.m. I still remember him because at that time, we would wake up early to go to school. So I'd see him come back from his shift and then he goes straight for his flying lessons. And I thought oh, I was really working hard for this. And at theory school, it was actually quite tough.
And you got to do it full time.
Yeah, I got to do it full time and I thought it was pretty challenging. My dad did it part-time. Yeah, respect.
Good job, good job.
My dad's passion for flying has definitely spilled over to me. For me, yeah, I feel like I'm still living that kid's dream as well. Because when I was younger, I would see my dad fly, and I'd be like, wow, that's kind of cool. He's flying like a big plane. I thought it was like a little bit unattainable at that point. You know, what kind of skills do I have as a kid that could translate into me doing that in the future?
When I was 6 years old, my dad was reading the newspaper, and on the front page was "Man's landing on the moon." So I told my dad, "Dad, I want to be like this guy. But to be an astronaut, you need to be a pilot first." And that's when I set my mind to be a pilot. I would say no dream is too big to pursue. When you are a young boy, you should dare to dream. I was from a small village and dare to dream to be a pilot when nobody else around me was a pilot before. It's a very rewarding experience. Right now, even after my Air Force career, with a good opportunity with Scoot, and we continue to pursue this passion for flying.
There's a lot more to grow, a lot more to do, but yeah, I think I'm on my way there.
This is called, what do you call it, the bloopers. Come on, be nice to me.
So just say room tone.
Okay, room tone.
Room tone. Room tone is for what?
So actually this is quite fun. No, never mind, we can just continue.